Meanwhile, leaders across the county have stepped up the sanitization campaign in the county. In Uriri sub-county, sanitization booths have been erected at shopping centers along the Kisii-Isebania highway, aimed at reducing the risk of infection among locals doing business along the highway.
So ni sisi ni jukumu la wakuli wa upande huu, tushikane mikono, tuweze kuzuia ndugu zetu ambao wanatoka Tanzania kuingia Kenya. Na mimi tukifanya hivyo, tukishikana mikono, tutadhibiti huu ugonjwa wa coronavirus.
Hii ugonjwa wa corona iliyoingia Migori County imetoka upande wa Tanzania sana sana. Tunaomba ya kwamba kama serikali inaweza ya kwamba boda iye mpaka kati ya Kenya na Tanzania ikuwe ifungwe ili upande wa Migori County tuzikuwe na zaidi ya janga kuliko ile 7 tulio nayo.
Ben Chumba reporting for Channel 1 News.
And moving on, Starehe MP Charles Njue now claims bad blood between the Nairobi Metropolitan Services and the Nairobi County Executive are hurting efforts to mitigate the effects of COVID-19 in the city. The lawmaker says the lack of proper coordination between the NMS and the National County and the Nairobi County government, I beg your pardon, has left thousands of city residents living in informal settlement badly exposed. Njue spoke when he received food donations from the East Africa Ramgaria board that will be distributed to the needy in Starehe constituency.
As thousands of city residents continue to feel the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, well-wishers are moving to supplement the government's efforts to provide the much-needed assistance. Making such donations, the East African Ramgaria Board hopes it will go a long way in alleviating suffering in the city's informal settlements.
As a community, one of the basic principles of our religion is to share, and on the basis of that principle, we have been giving dry foods, and we have been taking them all the way to the slums, right down to the households, literally door-to-door distribution, in partnership with the Kenya Red Cross and other institutions.
Starehe MP Charles Njue, however, feels much more can be done if the Nairobi Metropolitan Services and the Nairobi County Executive can put aside their differences.
Since the outbreak, we have not gotten communication from NMS. As you know, the health docket was transferred to NMS, and we are calling on NMS to give us direction, because now it has been left to us members of parliament to use our money to caution and help our people from the pandemic. As you know, we can't use our CDF to buy food and to do all those things that are needed so that our people don't get caught by the pandemic.
The lawmaker says thousands of city residents are still in dire need of humanitarian assistance.
And 80% of Starhenians have been affected, considering that most of them are SMEs. And when the lockdown was put, most of them were not able to go to their workplaces. Most of them work in industries that have been closed down.
The board says it will be replicating such efforts to assist those in needs within the city.
And still on noble deeds, hundreds of needy families from Gatongora ward in Ruiru sub-county have benefited from food supplies courtesy of a group of youth from the area. According to the youth team leader, Sam Gatheru, the food aid was donated by different personalities. The team supplied the food door-to-door, especially to the elderly, disabled and the poor. Gatheru urged the national government as well as the county government to engage youths in food distribution exercise since they know the families which are needy.
Nimepokea vyakula kutoka kwa timu Gatongora na nimefurahia sana kwa sababu wenyewe mmenisaidia tena. Mara mingi tunalala njaa, mimi ni mjamzito, saa zingine maumivu kwa mwili. So nashukuru tu Mungu kwa hilo jambo.
Na leo youth wamenitembelea, wameniletea chakula, ndio mimi nafurahi siku ya leo. Sababu leo nitashiba. Na niko na mzee, na yeye ana kibarua. Tunakaa tu hivi, tumepewa pahali pa kukaa.
Familia 100 zimepatiwa chakula. Ni ombi letu kama vijana, kwa sababu sisi ndio tunajua yale manyumba ambayo yanahitaji na iko na shida nyingi, ugonjwa, na pia hawana chakula, tungeomba serikali kuu na serikali ndogo, kama kuna msaada yoyote wa aina ile, tungeomba serikali itumie hawa vijana, na tunajua hawa watu hawatakufa njaa, hawatakufa kwa sababu ya ugonjwa, kwa sababu sisi tunajua zile mboma ambazo zinahitaji msaada.
Moving on, the Kenya Forest Service has begun an ambitious tree planting exercise at Poro area in Samburu County that targets to plant over 15,000 trees. Kenya Forest Service National Enforcement Commandant Alex Lemakoko initiated the drive with 1,000 trees already planted in forest, public institutions and homes to increase forest cover. More than 1,000 tree seedlings have been planted in Poro, Samburu County, taking advantage of the ongoing long rains. While leading a multi-agency security team, community, university students and residents to increase the country's forest cover, Kenya Forest Service Enforcement Commandant Alex Lemakoko requested people who are still living in the government's Kirisia forest to move out on their own volition for the benefit of future generations. Naramat Community Forest Association Chairman Douglas Leboyare asked communities to plant trees and conserve forests in the county, but cautioned Kenya Forest Service to evict illegal settlers out of the forest in a humane manner. Kenya Forest Service plans to plant at least 15,000 trees by the end of the exercise. For Channel 1 News, I'm Njue. And elsewhere, a family in Ziwa, Uasin County, wants a Chinese road construction company prosecuted for polluting its only source of water and destroying its farm. Thomas Bett says the construction company is discharging effluent to a river that serves over 100 households, and a number of livestock have died in the area from chemicals being used by the farm. Bett says efforts to seek the intervention from the National Environment Management Authority, NEMA, in Eldoret have not bared any fruit and wants action taken to the farm and the site be closed. This is the evidence of the destruction meted on the environment by the Chinese road construction company undertaking works in the area. Thomas Bett, who welcomed the company as a good gesture, is now regretting the destruction that has been undertaken by the company on his 7-acre farm.
Hapa walijimba septic tank ya chafu yote kuingia hapa, lakini walipochimba wakajenga na matofari na ujenzi yao ikakuwa ni duni, lakini juu yake hawakuweka slab, wakaweka miti juu yake. Sasa imecollapse.
Beth said the farm, instead of constructing a secure sewage system, decided to channel raw affluent to a nearby swamp, which is a major source of water in the area. The company, according to Bett, brought down trees valued at over 10 million shillings that it used to construct a perimeter wall on a number of dwellings already condemned by the Ministry of Planning, and a number of dairy cows have died from drinking the polluted water.
Sasa tunahofia sasa, apart from kupata COVID-19, tunaweza pata cholera. Kipindupindu inaweza amuka hapa, ile kali sana. Hata majirani hapa pia wote wanaweza umia.
Efforts to seek redress from the National Environment Management Authority in Eldoret town has not been successful. Bett is now seeking the intervention of authorities to have the site closed and proper modalities be put in place to address the impact of the destruction, and he be fully compensated for the losses he had incurred in place.
Wanaweza toroka waniwajie hiyo vitu, na vitu hiyo haitanisaidia, na kwanza sitapata hao watu sababu kuna agreement uliandika na hao watu, na hiyo agreement si agreement kwa sababu hawajaweka signature, ni agreement bure na karatasi tu bure, hawajaweka signature, kumaanisha wako tayari kutoroka na waniambie atukujui.
The company, he says, has been playing a cat-mouse game by trying to change names every month to avoid liabilities. For Channel 1 News, I'm Njue. And moving on, NZOIA County Governor Patrick Haemba is on the spot of a delayed construction of Kitale County Referral Hospital. Subsequently, a section of county leaders now wants the project investigated over alleged massive graft. The leaders now want the Office of the Director of Criminal Investigation DCI, together with Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission EACC, to undertake thorough investigations on what they term as a white elephant project, which they believe there was and there is massive looting of public funds. This as even the Governor Haemba revealed plans by his government to seek an investor to complete the 400-bed capacity referral hospital that has been under construction for more than 5 years now. The county government of NZOIA is seeking to equip its referral hospital at a tune of 2 billion shillings, with the governor revealing that his government is unable to raise the funds due to budget cuts.
Alikubali kwamba referral anatafuta mfadhili ili washirikiane wamalize hii referral hospital. Hiyo ni jambo limekuwa nikisema kutoka wakati ule kwamba serikali hii ya county haiwezi maliza huo mradi. Na mimi nilikuwa nashangaa ni kwa nini governor alikuwa amechukua muda huu wote kuona kwamba hataweza kumaliza. Na sio mradi wa referral peke yake. Hata ukiangalia hiyo mradi wa stage, ukiangalia hiyo business center, ukiangalia stadium. Mimi ningependa kuambia serikali ya county, Mheshimiwa Gavana, chukua hatua ya msimamo. Kama kitu kimekushinda kama kiongozi, kubali ni kwamba imenishinda, tafuta wafadhili wakuja wakusaidie ili hii mambo ya kujenga. Wewe peke yako kujenga kitu kama referral hauwezi. Wewe peke yako kujenga kitu kama business center hauwezi.
Some good news to about 20,000 artists, actors and musicians are expected to benefit from the government's 100 million shillings stimulus package aimed at cushioning the creative industry during the COVID-19 pandemic. Sports, Culture and Heritage Cabinet Secretary Amina Mohammed, while launching the project dubbed Together as Home, at Home, noted there was due diligence in the disbursement of the funds. Artists from different creative sectors will be required to produce messages that educate Kenyans and the world to the safety of stopping the spread of the novel coronavirus.
We're hoping that most of the messaging and most of the innovation will go towards addressing some of the challenges we are facing with the COVID-19, but also passing the messages of government. And so I think that the more we talk about this, using different avenues, right? Using different influencers, I direct the heads of departments and agencies involved in implementing the program to guarantee due diligence in the selection of projects that will be upheld. The range of programs should ensure that there is gender equity and that artists from across the 47 counties are represented, 30% of whom will be vulnerable groups and persons living with disabilities. This exercise, ladies and gentlemen, will commence immediately following this event.
Business world, a vessel from one of the largest global shipping line has made her call on the port of Mombasa in what Kenya Ports Authority Head of Container Operations Edward Opio terms as a statement that international trade will pick up in the coming weeks as countries ease travel restriction. Here is Benson Rioba with that report.
Since the COVID-19 was declared a global pandemic, there have been reduced activities at the port of Mombasa due to restrictions imposed by countries to contain the spread of the virus. Things are, however, looking up after a vessel from one of the largest shipping lines making her maiden trip to Africa docked at the port of Mombasa. The ship sailing under the flag of Cyprus was hired by CMA SGM French company that is seeking to expand its operations in Kenya. While receiving the ship, Kenya Ports Authority Head of Container Operations Edward Opio said the maiden voyage into the port underlined Kenya's position as a gateway to the East and Central African region.
Processes at ICD has improved tremendously. The congestion that was there in the beginning is no longer there, and customers are getting even more and improved services. And therefore, we have realized that 90% because this has been a marketing tool, the ex-sucralage for the shipping lines.
It says cargo from China has increased, with containers from the Far East nation accounting for 60% of the total cargo arrivals at the port of Mombasa.
And we are seeing the ports of China, which carries more than 60% of our imports and that's coming through the port of Mombasa, are now opening up their ports. And now we are seeing a market increase in the volumes that are calling at the port of Mombasa.
To reduce human contact at the facility, the Kenya Ports Authority has automated more cargo clearance services. Njue reporting for Channel 1 Business.
Elsewhere, movement restriction imposed to contain the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic has forced photographers and curio sellers at the iconic Thompson Falls in Nyahururu, Laikipia County to devise new ways to survive. And as our reporter Betty Kiptum narrates, even though some have opted to embrace e-commerce to sell their wares, a majority are appealing for stimulus from the county or national government to help them meet their basic needs in the face of reduced income. Take a look.
The waterfalls is located southeast of Nyahururu town, overlooking Olengare Narok River at the basement of the renowned Aberdare Ranges that form one of the pillars of the Great Rift Valley. Thompson Falls roars in its might, the beauty of the landscape around it ever serene. But something is different. There are very few eyes to marvel at its beauty. The travel restrictions, coupled with stay-at-home orders, have seen only few locals make it to the falls.
Tangu nilipokuja Thompson Falls, sijawahi ona wakati mgumu kama huu. Umekuwa ni wakati mzito sana, renti hazilipiki. Ukiangalia utaona watalii hawakuji. Hii changamoto imekuwa kubwa sana.
Inafika pahali hata sisi tunaadhirika, hata saa ingine unakuja unashida hapa. Hata kupata shilingi 200 inakuwa ni shida.
These viewing points would be full of local and international tourists taking photos and purchasing souvenirs from these curio shops. But now, all the business owners can do is dust off the wares, hoping for a reopening soon.
Tupatie chakula, hata kama ni Nyahururu, Laikipia, kitu kidogo. Hata kama ni gavana, wasikane na serikali kubwa ya Uhuru.
The Thompson Falls attracts thousands of foreign and local visitors and nature lovers who flock the area. Betty Kiptum, Channel 1 Business.
Thank you, Betty, for that report. And before we go to more business news just in is that His Excellency the President today has at State House, NAIROBI chaired a Jubilee Coalition Parliamentary Group meeting that brought together senators from the Jubilee Party, Jubilee Party and the Kenya Africa National Union, that is KANU. During the meeting, attended by 20 senators, the parliamentary group meeting resolved to strengthen and also to make sure that the coalition Senate leadership and elected the following new leaders. Again, after that meeting, the President meeting together with the senators, this has been resolved. Majority leader will be Senator Samuel Pogisho of West Pokot County. Majority Chief Whip will be Senator Irongo Kangata from Murang'a County. Deputy Majority Leader will be Senator Fatuma Dulo Aidan from Isiolo County. Deputy Majority Chief Whip, Senator Ali Haji, nominated Senator of Nairobi. His Excellency the President congratulated the new Jubilee Coalition Senate leaders and assured them of his support. The President, who is also the party leader of the Jubilee Coalition, said he looks forward to working closely with the new Senate leadership in delivering services to Kenya. This is a report straight from State House. So the four that have been elected majority leader at the Senate now will be Senator Samuel Pogisho of West Pokot County. Majority Chief Whip will be Senator Irongo Kangata of Murang'a County. Deputy Majority Leader will be Senator Fatuma Dulo Aidan of Isiolo County. Deputy Majority Chief Whip will be Senator Ali Haji, nominated Senator from Nairobi County. His Excellency the President again has congratulated the new Jubilee Coalition Senate leaders and assured them of his support. That is news just in from the State House. Moving on, Saudi Arabia is tripling its value-added taxes as part of an austerity measure to support its coronavirus-hit economy. The government in Riyadh has also said it will suspend its cost of living allowance to shore up state finances. Here are the details of this and more stories in the International Business News Roundup.
Oil-rich Saudi Arabia has seen its income plummet as the impact of the coronavirus pandemic has forced down global energy prices. The kingdom first introduced VAT 2 years ago as part of its efforts to cut its reliance on crude oil. Saudi Arabia's state news agency said VAT will increase from 5% to 15% from 1st of July, while the cost of living allowance will be suspended from the 1st of June. The allowance of $267 per month to state employees was introduced in 2018 to help offset increased financial burdens, including VAT and a rise in the price of petrol. The latest announcement came after state spending outstripped income, pushing the kingdom into a $9 billion budget deficit in the first 3 months of the year. Elsewhere, Mogao Grottoes, a well-known UNESCO World Heritage Site in Den Haag, northwest China, Gansu Province, has reopened to the public, ending more than 3 months of suspension due to the COVID-19 outbreak. However, tourists are being checked their body temperatures before assessing the scenic spot and keeping social distance of 1.5 meters during their tours. A day limit of 1,800 visitors has been set, accounting for 30% of the capacity of the scenic spot. 26 caves have been opened, even though some parts such as Digital Exhibition Center and venues for preserving Buddhist sutra remain closed. And in the United Kingdom, the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic across the world has severely affected UK farming industry in many ways. But labour is the most affected as coronavirus keeps Eastern European workers away from the farms. Migrant workers are the backbone of the UK agriculture force. Statistics show that in recent years, British firms have recruited 70,000 to 80,000 migrant workers from Eastern Europe on a yearly basis to harvest crops and process food. The shortage of labour could mean millions of tons of produce going to waste. The coronavirus had added extra financial pressure on the farming industry in the UK, as businesses have to comply with government measures such as social distancing and supplying their employees with masks and other personal protective gears. Fiona Shuru, Channel 1 Business News.